Hi, it's Larry. This is Cook Like a Caveman. I got too much going on in this kitchen today, but I'm talking about one thing: sauce. You like the sauce? So I'm going to make some homemade pasta sauce. Almost entirely homemade, not quite. So you know what? Why don't I just get right into it? A spaghetti sauce that has this in it. So I'm going to give it a shot. So why don't we begin? For the software, what I've got: crushed tomatoes. If you have tomatoes plants at home, by all means, use homegrown tomatoes. You'll be happy you did. A really nice sized onion, some garlic, eggplant, and you know the usual stuff: the salt, the pepper, the basil, the Italian seasoning, stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this baby in half, and I'm going to use a bread knife because that's the only clean knife. Just like that. Nice, the sauce is already coming. Now I'm going to add some sea salt. Sea salt! Just going the wrong way. Just add some salt. Some olive oil. Just a sprinkle, maybe a little bit better than a sprinkle. It's on the butcher block, so I'm not worried about spilling some oil on the butcher block, because oil is actually healthy for your butcher block. It'll keep it nice and in good condition. This is it's actually like 15 years old, maybe even older. So it's held up really well all these years. I've got something else in the oven right now, but I wouldn't have a problem putting this eggplant in the oven at 350 degrees for an hour. But I've got a toaster oven. So I'm going to put it in the toaster oven for an hour because it's smaller. You remember that sausage episode I did? Well, I got impatient, and rather than waiting for all the sausage to dry, I got 3 pieces hot and 3 pieces of mild in there at 170 degrees. And they're going to go in there for 3 hours, and it is supposed to be just like dry curing it for 3 months. We'll see what happens. And here's the pan from the toaster oven. 2 pieces. You don't want to see me put eggplant in an oven, do you? This resembles a chef's knife just a little bit more than this bread knife. So I'm going to use this one to cut up the onions and the garlic. I'm sure you guys have seen this done before on millions of cooking shows. But just in case, maybe my way is a little bit different. Crush it up, and all nice. So that will break down nicely. It's going to bring a lot of flavors to the party. The onion, you've seen it before. Cut her in half. Leave the stem end on your onion. It'll make it easier to cut. So with the onions, I'm going to cut it into like 1/2-inch cubes. So like that, like that, like that. The sound you hear is actually my dinner. What I'm just going simple tonight. I'm just having a butt chop, pork butt chop, and some rice. And then cut her up. The end here, I'm frugal like a caveman, so it's all that you're losing. We'll do this again. This onion had the peculiar situation in that a couple layers dried in between some couple nice layers. So we'll just cut that up like that, and then 1, 2, 3, 1 this way. Cut her in 2. And now, as we prepare for a waiting game, here's what I'm going to do. Crock pot. In go the onions. And you know what? Because it's not that hot, I'm going to put the garlic in at the same time. Normally, when you saute onions in a frying pan and you throw garlic in at the same time, you're going to burn the garlic. There's no two ways about it. But I figure this probably isn't going much more than 150 degrees. So the odds of the garlic burning, I think, might be 0. A little olive oil. Sea salt. So I got some salt, maybe a little bit of pepper. Now I'll stir it up, let everyone meet each other. Get it going. And now I'll put it in the crock pot on high. So far, what I've done is not rocket science by any means. So we gotta wait another 57 minutes on the eggplant. So we'll be back. So we're waiting for the eggplant to finish cooking. We're gonna make what's better with spaghetti than meatballs. So I've got most of the ingredients here, and we'll get started. So what I've got here is a tub that I got from work. I'm going to use it to mix because I'm only mixing about 2 1/4 pounds of meat. So using those tubs that I have, the white tubs that I have, is a little bit of overkill. I've got pound of ground pork. You saw me show you a convenient, affordable way to wrap these, and you know what? These aren't recyclable, reusable. So I'll just crack it open, and it has served us well. There's about a pound of ground pork. And here I've got ground beef. Now, you can't see it, and I'm not going to show it to you, but it says boneless bottom blade pot roast. Boneless blades were on sale. So what I did is I took a whole blade roast and I ground it. And I am lucky enough that at where I work, we will grind meat for you. A lot of stores will. Some stores might charge you a little bit, and you know what? That's okay. It's not horrible. They need to. So I've got beef and pork. I got some breadcrumbs. It's not by weight. It's by gut feel. 2 eggs. Let's see if I can do this. There's 1. There's 2. One-handed, awesome, and it's on camera. Some garlic powder. Yes, I'm using powder. I'm not using crushed garlic or onions. I probably should, but you know what? That gives us reason for another video. Dried Italian seasoning. I couldn't find fresh today, and this is what I have in the counter. So I like going a little heavy on that. Cheese. Don't have a lot left, and it goes. Don't forget to recycle these, eh? I've done the sea salt thing, so I won't do that again. Last but not least, some black pepper. If your hands are clean enough, get in there and mix. Nice and thorough. Maybe a round pail would have been better, so that there would be nothing left in anywhere. What I like about the beef and pork blend is that the added fat from the pork gives a greater depth of flavor than going straight beef, especially that beef. If you saw that beef, you would realize that was way too lean. So, give it a couple more spins. There we go. How's that look, guys? Doesn't look like much of a meatball yet, does it? So what we're going to do, just a little bit smaller and a golf ball. One raw meatball. So that was easy. Now we're just going to throw it in the pan a couple minutes aside. And then when we're ready tomorrow, we'll throw it in the sauce and it'll be good to go.
Sorry.
It's okay, have fun.
I think
That's the superhero one. British
like the spy.
super agents.
Yeah. It was a long day.
Hug and a kiss? Now a hug? Hug. Hug. Bear hug. Okay. Off you go, kid. Run like the wind. Okay, so it's been just a little under an hour. I think we're ready to pull the eggplant and put everything together to go into the crock pot. And then tomorrow, awesome, tasty spaghetti sauce. I'll go get the eggplant. Okay, there's our eggplant, the two halves. Nicely cooked, softened, very nice. So now what I need is a spoon. I'm supposed to be able to just scoop this out. Smells really, really awesome. Cut the stem off. Maybe I should have cut the stem off beforehand. It might have been easier to do. So my goal right now is to keep all the flavor. See how this can work. Can you guys see it? I haven't, this is new territory for me. There we go, look at that. Look at how easily that comes right off. And you know what? It's hot. There, that's beautiful. Okay guys, I can't tell you how awesome that eggplant smells, and I just think this is my first time making spaghetti sauce this way. Normally it's just in tomato sauce, spices, onion, and garlic, and we're good to go. I think this is going to be pretty phenomenal, and hopefully everyone else here agrees. So, without further ado, final assembly for the night. In goes our eggplant, nicely warmed up and ready to go. our crushed tomatoes. This could be the secret weapon. You guys remember the risotto I made? The pork liquor? The pork broth? Well, I got sick of keeping it in the fridge and I had to figure out something to do before it all went, so I froze it in blocks. That is going to slow the cooking down, so I can keep this on low overnight and I won't have to worry. There's more work to do though. This is going to cook overnight, percolate. The meatballs are almost done frying, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the fridge, and then tomorrow, about a couple hours before dinner, I will heat those up in some sauce at a very low temperature, cook them the rest of the way through, and we are going to have such a delicious dinner, but you guys have to wait, and so do I. So I'm not going to bore you with the making of the pasta, because how hard is it to take stuff out of the bag? That'll be a different episode. So here's what I got. The pasta sauce has been cooking overnight. It's been almost 24 hours. There's the pasta. I like rotini. It's a nice helping of the sauce. You like the sauce. And some meatballs. And the best part about this is, because I got like 12.5 meatballs here. And the best part about this big batch of sauce is I can have meatball sub tomorrow. I can use the sauce in eggplant parmesan, and chicken parmesan, veal parmesan. It's endless, the possibilities. So I've been criticized for not digging in at the end of an episode. Luke, this one's for you. There's our pasta. And let's see how. Start with the meatball. Meatball looks, ooh, it's perfect. Look at that. Can you tell? Beautifully cooked inside. I'm gonna love this. It's yummy. I've gotten the approval from my best assistant, Grace. Maybe the best meatballs I've ever made. I've made a lot of meatballs. Now let's go with the sauce. The sauce is nice. It's fairly thick. It's draping itself on the noodles quite well. Man, that's awesome. So there you have it. Spaghetti sauce, made in a traditional Italian way, possibly a New York style, with the eggplant in it. Man, that's really good. You are going to enjoy it. What I will do is I will put a recipe somewhere, possibly in the show notes, possibly on my website. So I'm Larry. This has been Cooking Like a Caveman, and like I tell you all the time, if a caveman can do it, so can you. We'll see you later. Bye.